I always got more publicity than other people, and it wasn't like I was trying. In fact, I don't know exactly why. Maybe you can tell me why.
Oh, I could definitely tell you. You said a lot of wild shit.
Maybe. I like to give long the weave. I like to.
You like to weave things in.
Yeah, but when you do the weaves, and you have to be very smart to do weaves. When you do the weave, look at this. Just in this one thing, we're talking about little pieces all over here, but it always ends up.
Home.
No, it comes back home.
Yeah.
For the right people. For the wrong people, it doesn't come back home, and they end up in the wilderness. Right. I think I've gone 54, 55 days in a row, no days off. And I make speeches oftentimes, sometimes not, but I make speeches. And when you make a speech, and my speeches last a long time because of the weave, I weave stories into it. And if you just read a teleprompter, nobody's going to be very exciting. You got to weave it out. So but you always have to, as you say, you always have to get right back to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's no good. But the weave is very, very important. Very few weavers around. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You got to be careful with the voice. You can lose that voice. I don't want to go into a long story because it's too long for the show. This show is too valuable to talk about concrete. But they have hardened concrete. It's number 12 concrete. It's harder than steel. It's incredible. Stuff you can't put a hammer through it. You can't. It's incredible. Concrete technology is unbelievable. I never get a good story. I only get bad press. I don't get good press. I don't think I've had a good story in years. I really don't. You know what it is? I want to be a whale psychiatrist. It drives the whales frickin' crazy.
You even have a scar on your ear? You got anything on there?
I do.
What do we say? What do you got
so,
there?
Right over here.
Oh, it's a tiny little mark.
It zicked right there.
Yeah.
It makes me a tougher guy. Lincoln had the yips about, in a way, as the golfers would say. He hope you're going to help. And anyway, he tapped me along for a long period of time and ultimately didn't do it. And I said, you are a stiff. You could have done this thing so easy, etc. But it was controversial.
What do you mean by stiffs? When you say stiffs?
A stiff, they don't have nothing. They have nothing. But I got to like some of them. Some of them I didn't like at all. And I don't like them now. Vladimir, you're not going in. I used to talk to him all the time. You're not going in. They asked me to run on a treadmill, and then they make it steeper and steeper and steeper. It's unbelievable. I could have gone, I'm telling you, I felt I could have gone all day. But I said, Doc, I can do this all day long. I have no problem. But it's boring to me. Do you understand?
Right.
It's just boring.
Golf's exciting.
And, I have a red button on my desk. I said, I have a red button also, but mine's bigger than yours and mine works.
I liked how you called him Little Rocket Man.
I said, yeah, Little Rocket. I said, Little Rocket Man, you're going to burn in hell. Oh, my uncle, I had a great uncle who was a great genius, just like other members of my family. But when is he fighting again?
He's fighting in Madison Square Garden in November.
Oh, that's going to be after the election?
Yep.
So I'll either go as president or I'll be depressed and I won't bother going. I really... Some of these women, they're so stupid. She writes me a letter, you're the greatest president. She leaves. And I like to sit with pilots a lot of times, and these guys are specimens. I always say they're better looking than Tom Cruise, okay? And they're even taller. Like perfect specimens. Everybody was perfect. They were all like movie stars. It's like I could have cast a movie with these guys and nobody would believe it because they were too good looking. I am in the process of making a huge speech in about a little while. And you and I, how long have we been talking?
A long time.
Let's go.
Probably like 3 hours.
I got to make a speech.
Right.
But we'll do it again. I want to do it again with you.
Okay.
You are something. He was a professor at MIT for, I think, 41 years. He was the longest. When I was in the White House, the head of MIT, Princeton, and Harvard came down to meet me. And the MIT person said, I have a book on your uncle, Dr.
Tug Speedman.
He was our longest-serving professor. He was a great genius.
Subscribe to Ken and watch him play. It's the straight or gay. To find out the best, only one way. Subscribe to Ken.
When you're shooting towards like a specific vision, when you could imagine yourself in a position or getting something and you actually believe it, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, it doesn't matter what it takes. You can really go through anything to get that if you truly believe it and you really want it enough. And I really work out at the gym like 6 hours a day. Arnold had such a positive attitude in the gym because he was shooting towards a goal. He had such a positive attitude. He was able to work so incredibly hard because he was just thinking of this one vision in his mind. He had this goal, this one goal, and it made everything fun. And I feel like society pushes, oh, if you want to get anything, you got to grind, you got to work hard. And even Arnie says it. He's like, you got to work hard and work your ass off. Oh, well, I don't want to work, today. You got to do it your own way. That's what I discovered. You got to have a positive attitude. Having a positive attitude is key. Obviously, there's the cliche of you don't listen to the haters, you don't listen to people who doubt you. But the concept of you do something and if you fail, it's good. It's so basic, but it's so good. A lot of people won't do something because they're scared. And I am like this. And I didn't even realize it. I just hear this saying all the time. People don't do things, they don't shoot for high goals because they're scared they won't achieve them. And it's so true. Like, what is the most like obscene goal you wish you could achieve? It probably sounds unrealistic. That is probably a good thing. If your goal sounds unrealistic or it sounds unachievable, if you can genuinely envision yourself in that goal, in that position, then you should definitely go for it. And if you fail, that's great, because even if you fail, you learn and you realize that was not my time. I was not meant to make it then. And the great thing is, you are a winner as long as you don't just stay down. If you lose and you just never get up again, then you're just a loser. If you get up and you fail and you just keep getting up, you will eventually achieve your vision. If you work hard and you genuinely are working hard and you're enjoying it because you're working hard, because you're getting towards your goal and it makes it fun, because it's fun, you don't burn out, you keep doing it, you're going to achieve your goal, you're going to get to your vision, and that makes you pretty much unstoppable. I just think, I don't know, the message of if you enjoy something, if you make it fun because you're shooting towards a vision and you genuinely believe you're going to get there and you work hard towards it, that is the best. And if you don't give up and you fail and you get up, no one can discredit that. That makes you a winner. But you know what you should watch more of? My videos. Talk to you later, my choppers.
Which I think you know everything, actually, as
That's
a student of yours. but water.